right. Well, good morning. I'm so glad you guys could be here. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule. So I have some questions for you about your experience with buying your new homes. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So can you tell me a little bit about yourselves and what made you start looking for a home? How did you know like it was time for you guys to stop being renters and become homeowners?
I'm Matt,
Paula.
in our early 40s. I've been kind of a blue collar worker my whole life. We've got two kids, a 16-year-old and a 9-year-old.
I'm a stay-at-home mom that homeschools them both.
So can you tell me like what prompted you guys to start looking for a home? How did you know that it was time to stop being renters and become homeowners?
We definitely outgrew the space we were in, and we realized that for the kids especially, they needed and wanted space to grow and have new adventures. Place we rented, we didn't really have a yard or anything like that, and we're definitely outdoors people. And the kids have wanted pets all their lives, and now we can do that.
And with for me also, with the change in the kind of renting landscape and the homeowner landscape, homeownership was always a goal, but it was always seemed just a little bit out of reach. But then as our rent was increasing, we realized we're like, hey, for a little bit more, we can buy, and then we're putting that money right back into our pockets. We're investing into our future.
You
So
could pay your own mortgage and not somebody else's.
exactly. And that just made sense for the long term.
Yeah, I think it was a really good decision for you guys. So how did your lifestyle and your future plans kind of play into the location that you chose?
We're definitely country people. We like the rural type of lifestyle, and we started to realize that where we loved our community we lived in, this is much slower paced and calmer and more our core type of lifestyle that we always envisioned that we fit into.
And we like the traffic out here a lot better. There's way less.
Right. And I know that Paula is the planting queen, the green thumb queen. In her little neck of the woods where you were renting, she had put everything in containers. And I know that now you're like really excited about getting those plants into the actual ground, like a permanent thing.
Yes, and be able to grow gardens and for vegetables and flowers and trees and all of that good stuff, fruit trees and everything.
So, how did you guys know that this one was the one?
So everybody through the whole process had told us that you just know. And I had a hard time following through with believing in that until I walked into this house. And I just knew. It just clicked. It felt right. It felt like home. There hasn't been a moment since we moved in here where I've been like, this is a new space. This is uncomfortable. This is nervous. No anxiety, no nothing. Like this just is. This is where we've meant to be this whole time, which is a wild thing to experience. So when they say, you'll know, it's true. You do. You just know.
And we've gone
You
through
said yes to the address. I love
Yeah.
it.
the address, and with all the homes that we looked at before, looking back, it makes sense that, I mean, those were definitely true words, that there was always, it just didn't feel right.
It was
Something
always
about
this house, but a different piece of land. This piece of land, but a different. If I could change this part of this house, da 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 da. And then here we walked in, and it was like, yeah, no, this is everything. This is it.
It's a great story. Let's see. How would you describe your experience working with me?
Amazing.
She did it in one word.
One word.
one
That's it.
word, one word.
That's
Thoughtful, understanding. Yeah, you were always in our corner, whether it was from the beginning process of, just kind of looking around a little bit, getting an idea of what we wanted, what we are looking for in a home, the wants versus like we need. And then even as those changed while we were looking, we were kind of dialing in what we actually do want in a home. Your searches mirrored that. There wasn't any a time where we're like, hey, we're kind of thinking of going this route or with these instead. This really isn't, we thought this was a need, but it wasn't. Now it's like, no, we don't really want that anymore. You were always kind of your searches and your input always like metamorphosized with our kind of change of direction as well. There was never a time where we were like, hey, we want A, and you would be like, well, look at this, which is nothing like what we were looking for. You were always right there with what we were looking for, and as that changed, you changed as well, and And it was great.
Do you feel confident that you guys chose the right agent to represent you?
100%.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And was there something during the process? Was there something during the process that I did that maybe another agent might not have done?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. I think your line of communication, and I touched on it a little bit earlier, like your line of communication was always open. I felt that you were in our corner and had our back through this whole process more than I was expecting. How about that? I feel that you went to bat for us every step of the way where you needed to step in as a realtor, or even some things that like we might not have understood or that we needed to do. You were like, hey, what about this or this or this? And having that guidance from your experience and from your position, I think you went above and beyond. I don't know if other realtors would do that, but
There was never a point in the process where we felt rushed or pressured or that this was, well, we got to move now, got to do. There was never any push. It was always at our pace. When we felt overwhelmed and needed to pull back, you were like, hey, 100%, let's take a break. Let us know when, we're ready to go again. Just all of our needs were met.
And you guys did have a pause in the process because we initially started this process maybe like the middle to late last year. And we did do kind of like a whirlwind marathon of tours and homes. And I think each one of the houses, we learned a little bit something more about what you guys were looking for. Where
Mhm.
we had started with resale homes. You guys
Mhm.
ended up in new construction. I know that the lower interest rates gave you the opportunity to buy more house for the money. The incentives, you had less coming out of pocket. So I think everything was like an evolution. And I'm really glad that you guys have the place that you have and the space that you have. And it's good to see the kids being able to already, their lives are changing
Mhm.
because let's talk about the chickens.
Oh my gosh. Chickens.
That was the first, I don't want to say big purchase, but the first like major, lifestyle change there of like, hey, we've got a new house. We don't have these rules like the HOA and stuff that we have to follow. Like this is our plot of land. This is our house. Like we can do what we want here. Chickens. Let's get chickens. And it was a Mother's Day gift.
Aw. And then not only that, but now you're like a chicken grandma because like your kids are like parenting the chickens,
Yes, they
you know.
great for homeschooling. They've learned so much just experiencing the
Mhm.
process of the babies and feeding them and, making sure they're not sick. And if they're sick, how do we take care of them? And, making sure they're not sick. And if they're sick, how do we take care of them? We've had to do a few unsavory type of things for that, but they take it all in. Yes, we got to do this to make sure these girls are good. We're going to do it. Let's take care of them.
Yeah.
And it's been great. It's brought us all together more as a family, even.
Yeah, they jump right in at every chance that they can with helping them out. And they'll go in and they'll take a look at the brooder and say, "Oh, I got to do this. This needs to get fixed," or "Hey, girls, stop that. What are you doing?" And every chance they can, they're getting involved, and it's great to see them having this opportunity that we couldn't have where we were before, and now we can, and we're here, and it's just an amazing experience.
Well, I did kind of have an inkling that you guys were going to do chickens. So, in a way to kind of, you can't just get chickens, like there's like a thing behind it. You have to like understand, you have to start off with so many. So I kind of knew that I wanted to get you guys a chicken coop for your home warming gift. I wanted not only to present you with real estate, but real estate for your chickens, your future chickens.
Right, right.
So I needed to know how many chickens you were going to start off with because that's how they sell chicken coops, right?
Right.
So let's talk about our game of 20 questions. Did you guys have any idea after that game that we played that I had I had like asked questions just to find out how many chickens you were going to get?
No
No,
clue.
that was the
That was so much fun.
that was
game.
great. That was great. There was so many different questions. I mean, it wasn't like how many chicken, what's your first thing you're gonna do? Chickens, okay, how many are you gonna get? This, and it was like, what's everyone's favorite snack? What's one thing that you need to have, when you relax? It was all your questions just went like everywhere. I mean, it was like where in the world was Carmen San Diego, if you remember that game. Like it was awesome. We were sitting there. After we were done, we were talking. What do you think it's going to be like? I don't know.
Well, it was a lot of fun, and I think I learned a lot about you guys during the process. And I already knew a lot to begin with, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I learned a lot about you guys, and I could see how excited you were for your home. I know I had asked Matt, like, you know, what's the first thing? What's the first project you're going to do? And he
Mhm.
was like, well, you know, like indoors or outdoors? And he was like, well, where does the garage count in all of that? You
Yeah.
know, I know you got a 3-car garage, which was a big deal to you, a bigger deal than you even thought it was going to be.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's, oh my gosh, life changing. It's great.
And that was one of the things also that like when I was talking about, our lists of wants and needs and this and that, one of the things that I was looking for when we started out with getting a house was, I want a garage. And if I don't have a garage that's big enough, I want land where I can put, a workshop and I can put a lift in. But then we found the 3-car garage and I was like, this works great. Plus there's land now too. If I want to put the lift in a shop out back, I can do it.
Down the road.
Down the
yeah.
road, yeah, no problem. I got both. I
I
got
love it. Everybody got all of their dreams and the kids too.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm so excited for you guys, and I want to thank you for taking the time out today to sit with me and talk about your experience. I want to be there when when the babies are introduced to the chicken coop, or make sure you at least get that on video. That's a big deal for me, watching those little baby chickens grow up. I'm
Yep.
eating it all up on Facebook.
Soon, I think in the next week, we're gonna put them just a little field trip outside. They're gonna go and experience that, and 100% it'll be recorded, probably by all 4 of us.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Good, good. Okay, that's great. Well, you guys, I'm loving you guys. Thanks again. God bless. Many blessings in your new home.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you for
much.
helping us find our perfect home.
Yeah. Wouldn't trust anyone else with this process except you. Like I said, you were going to be there with us on the whole journey and the whole process and couldn't be happier. Thank you so much for all your expertise and your guidance and your understanding and your support and just 11 out of 10. The scale goes to 10,
Oh,
but you go to 11.
uh, that's the best compliment ever, you guys. Thank you for letting me be part of the process.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon and keep an eye out for that chicken videos.